Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back on our Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the one setting that you guys need to change in order to play better here in Arena. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what that setting is and what to change it to. And as well, I got some gameplay in the background that I'm going to be talking over and give you guys some tips and tricks on how to win more here in Arena. I do have 2 wins of Arena here in this video. And before we get into the video, I'm going to be hosting a V-Buck giveaway. And if you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And for the winner, I'm going to be giving away 2,000 V-Bucks in which you can buy skins, gliders, pickaxes, anything you want in the item shop, so make sure you guys enter. And as well, if you guys like to add me and support me as a creator in the item shop, all you have to do is go over to the item shop, go down to the bottom right, hit support a creator, and type in my code. My code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to be showing you guys one of the settings that you guys have to change. And for those of you guys who've been watching a few of the Fortnite videos that have been going around lately, there has been one setting in particular that has been really blowing up. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what that setting is right here. So if we go into my settings, the first set of settings really is just a lot of personal preference. Well, I really prefer my view distance to be on epic and everything to be off. Most people do run that sort of thing. Some people have their textures on high or epic, but for me that's just what I keep it. And then I have my other settings. And so the one setting in particular that you guys want to change is in the colorblind mode. And so you want to put this colorblind mode on, and you want to put the colorblind strength to either 5 or 6. And this is going to be essential if you guys want to play really well in arena mode. Because as you guys know, in arena you're gonna have a lot of end games, and in games the circle's gonna be pushing in a lot of moving zones and stuff like that. So when you have this colorblind mode on, it's really gonna allow you to see a lot more clear in the storm. And using this colorblind mode, it really doesn't make the game look too weird at all. It's just really clear when it comes to looking inside the zone. So when it comes to that in game, when you come to the moving zones everywhere, people are gonna be outside the storm. In the storm, it's just gonna be very chaotic in the end game. So having this setting on and being able to see very clear throughout the storm is going to play a huge advantage on being able to win through that gunfights and just hitting your shots and knowing where the enemy players are. So just that one setting in particular is really going to improve and up your game if you use it to your advantage, because it is a very useful thing and it really doesn't make the game look too weird at all. And for the 2 gameplays that I have in the background, this was the day before that really a lot of people found out about this setting, because the setting really got popular, I think literally just like a day or 2 ago, and this was the day before it really got popular. So in this gameplay you can't see exactly how the colorblind looks, but like I said, it's really not too big of a difference. It just makes the colors look a little bit different and just makes it a lot easier to see in the zone. I think it makes it a little bit of like a lighter color, but either way it's an essential thing that you guys need to be using if you want to be able to win a lot more games in arena mode, and just being able to clutch out games and fights when you're fighting in the storm, or as well if you're shooting someone who is already in the zone. And so moving on to the 2 gameplays that I have, I want to give you guys a few tips when it comes to arena that's going to help you guys out. And so currently right now, I just as the time I'm making this video, I just broke 600 points. So I think I'm at like 602 points or something along those lines. So I just broke 600 points. So I've gotten a lot better at arena over the past week. And so I want to give you guys a few tips to really help you guys out when it comes to being able to win a lot more games, and honestly just to get consistent points. Because as you guys know, when you're up in the 300s, you do have a -4 bus fare. So if you want to be able to go positive when it comes to points every single game, you're going to have to at least get 4 points just to break even, 5 points if you want to be able to actually go positive and move up. So that can be a lot of points if you don't know how to play it the best way possible. And so when it comes to the early game starting off, obviously you do want to play a lot more passive in the early game, land somewhere where not a lot of people are going to be landing, or maybe even one team. And I wouldn't land up like too much of a hot drop, because of course when you're up in the 300 points, the player is going to be a lot more sweaty and a lot more harder to kill. So you're not going to be able to get consistent points if you play too aggressive, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. But when you're playing a lot slower, it doesn't always necessarily mean they're going to be playing slow at all times, because there has been people who challenged me off spawn where I played really aggressive on and went for the kill. And a lot of times, most of the times when I go for the kill is when if I look at a player and I see like they're not going to be the best of players, and I feel like I have a really good chance of winning in that gunfight, more than likely I'm gonna go for the challenge, even though it's probably not gonna be the best challenge. And fights you want to avoid, especially if you're in between two teams, and this could be true in something you want to make sure you do towards the end game, which I have in this video, is so if there's multiple teams, because especially in the end game there's gonna be a lot of people boxed up, people on a hill, under the hill, or whatever the case may be. One thing that you definitely want to do to have the best possible chance of not getting killed in those situations is just try to avoid trying to be in the middle of two teams, because if granted there's going to be a lot of people boxed in all around you, so you want to try to be on a side that's only going to be able to get shot from one direction. But at the same time, this is really good this is really something that you want to do in the later games, because when it comes to the mid game, after the first zone comes in, the last place this is something that I've noticed 100% of the time, the last place you want to be after the first zone is right on the edge of that circle. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly why, because a lot of people are playing slower, they're going to be rotating a lot later in these fights. So if you're staying close to the edge of the zone after every single zone close, you're going to get caught up by like 3 or 4 teams coming out of the zone rotating late. And a lot of times there's going to be players who are rotating really late, and you're just not going to be able to do anything. It's just going to catch you off guard, and it's going to be a very hard fight to get out of. So when it comes to the first and second zone, if possible, you want to try to get to the middle of that zone for a few reasons. The first reason, of course, is something that I mentioned. You're going to get pinched by multiple players if you only stay to the edge of the zone. So as soon as the zone's closing, there's going to be multiple teams rotating in, and when you have a bunch of sweaty players all trying to rotate in at the exact same time, it can be very difficult to actually do and pull off without getting shot from every single team and winning in that fight. And as well, if you go to the middle of the zone, there's going to be a really good chance that you're going to have the best possible, not even just location, just best possible positioning when it comes to the next zone. Because no matter what, if you're in the middle, the next zone really can't be that far from you. Because if you're close to the middle, the furthest the zone can go is maybe a little bit to your left or right. But either way, it's not going to be on the opposite side and cost you a lot of time to get over and have to go through a lot of fights and a lot of players to avoid just to get to that next zone. So in the first and second circles, I would always try to recommend being as close to the center of the zone as possible, and by doing so, it's going to allow you to rotate to the next zone easily, and you're not going to be burning through a ton of mats trying to avoid gunfire. So that's just something that I've noticed, and it's going to be a very helpful and very good tip for you guys to know. And one tip that really I think that you guys should definitely know when it comes to winning in the late game, and high ground really is key. I would honestly say the majority of times that I've won when it comes to the end game, I have had high ground. And just if you're able to get for high ground and able to maintain high ground, I would for sure go for it. It's the best way to play because you have total advantage, total control. Of course, some people can rift up or whatever, but even if they rift up, you can place traps everywhere, meaning that they're not going to be able to land up there. They're going to have to move down, and you're going to have free shots on the people rotating up. And every single time that you look down, because if you're on high ground, everyone's going to be below you, and when people are below you, they're going to be fighting. So it's going to allow you to get a lot of easy picks and a lot of easy knocks, because a lot of players are going to be fighting coming out of their boxes, and you're going to have free wide open shots from above them. So every single time that you can, I would always recommend trying to go for high ground. That's going to save you a ton of time, and as well just going to save you and allow you to get a lot more kills. And one thing that's really smart and that you guys should do in the late game as well is if you want to be able to win in the late game, you're going to have materials, because materials go through very fast if you're not picking up loot or getting any kills. So it can be difficult to maintain a lot of materials. So one thing you can do if you have a launch pad or have a rift, use that to rotate instead of running around and using all your materials. Because if the zone is on the opposite side of the map, and a lot of times you're going to have zones like that, most of the time you're not going to be able to have zone. It's going to be on the complete opposite side. So if you have a launch pad or a rift, it's going to save you a lot of materials, because otherwise if you were to run from one side of the zone to the other, you're going to be burning through, I would say, minimum 600-700 materials just to avoid gunfire from other players. So that can be very costly to your materials, and if the zone happens to go to the other side right after that, it's going to cost you even more mats to run all the way back over. So by using a launch pad or a rift, it's going to save you 500-700 mats and allow you to be a lot more consistent in the end game and pull off a lot more clutches. and you're not going to be able to win a lot of gunfights in the end game if you don't have enough materials to fight. So here we found a very good opportunity to go for high ground, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We found the rift. We have quite a bit of materials. I think I had like 600 mats, which is more than enough to go for high ground, especially because there's other people up there. So if I'm able to get the kill on 1 or 2 players, then I'm going to pick up their materials and be set. And for here in this instant, all his loot fell into the zone down the hill, so that was just unfortunate. I wasn't able to grab his mats, but since I'm on high ground, as you guys can see, I have full range of motion on every single player below me. I can see exactly what they're doing, exactly how to play it. It's just going to be a very easy to get a lot of tags. I tagged the player right there, and as well I'm keeping high ground again, and I just have total control in the situation. Me and my teammate both are still alive, and we're just going to be picking off players left and right, and it's going to allow us to get an easy win in this game. And with that being said, that's what for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys liked it. And if you guys could, drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my notifications to be notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.